Hello, friends. So glad to be with you again. And we're starting today a series on the promise of the Father. I just want to be honest with you that down through the years, I feel like one of the huge mistakes I've made in ministry is that I took too much on myself to make it happen. And that could include the pulpit on Sunday morning. It could include the business meeting on Sunday afternoon, administration, whatever it was, leadership. And I forgot at times about this wonderful thing that we call the promise of the Father. I do want to remind you what the Apostle Paul said here in 1 Corinthians chapter 2. And I, brethren, when I came to you, did not come with excellency of speech or wisdom, declaring to you the testimony of God. For I determined not to know anything among you except Jesus Christ and Him crucified. Listen to this. I was with you in weakness and fear and in much trembling. And my speech and my preaching were not with persuasive words of human wisdom, but in demonstration of the Spirit and power. And that's what this whole series is about. It's learning to depend on the promise of the Father, which is the Holy Spirit, to carry our ministries. You know, we don't minister alone. We don't. Sometimes we think we do, and I often hear that pastors feel like that they're very alone, but we don't minister alone. We have the promise of the Father, and that's the Holy Spirit. In fact, Jesus said in Acts chapter 4, being assembled together with them, He commanded them not to depart from Jerusalem, but to wait for the promise of the Father, which He said, you have heard from me. And you know, there's just this desperate need. I'm finding today, in this day of reconstruction of some Christians, or deconstruction, they're leaving the faith because the theology hasn't become a reality to them. We're all so aware of our own weakness, and we have to learn how to live life from the inside out, and that's what the Holy Spirit allows us to do. I will tell you that over the years, after all these years of ministering to the Lord and for the Lord and being a believer, that the strongest thing about me really is not my mind, and it's not my emotions, it's not my will. It's the Holy Spirit that keeps me tethered to God, and it's just such a blessing. The Spirit is our helper, and that's in John 14. The Spirit is our friend in John 15 through Jesus. And the Spirit guides us into all truth, and that's in John 16, verse 13. I just want to remind you in this video, we do not minister alone. Finally, I would say, the promise of the Father, the Holy Spirit, gives us hope that when we teach the Word, the Holy Spirit guides the truth into human hearts and changes their lives. So, we're not alone in this journey, but let's learn to admit that we can't carry the load. The Holy Spirit has to do the work and bring forth the fruit in the vineyard that only He can do. God bless. Thanks for joining us. Check out our blog, paradigm1.org.